Welcome to Brunch on the Bay 2017. Yay. Good afternoon. I am Roger Frazee, and I'm joined by Diana Michael, my co-chair for today's event. Welcome to USF's Sarasota Manatee 24th Annual Brunch on the Bay. We are so excited you could attend and celebrate with us on this beautiful campus. We have so many generous and caring people to thank and recognize, and so much exciting news to share with you today. Diana and I are honored to be the co-chairs of the Brunch on the Bay 2017. But we were not the only ones who made this event possible this year to become such an incredible success. I would like to start by recognizing everyone who was a part of this year's brunch committee. Please stand for a round of applause. Brunch on the Bay Committee. Thank you. We would also like to give a warm welcome to all of our brunch sponsors and to all of the restaurants who have dedicated their time and energy today, so that we could all enjoy this wonderful food. Please stand to be recognized. This is for the food dealers. This event has become a signature experience for our community because of the generosity and support of the individuals, businesses, organizations, and restaurants like all of you that call Sarasota Manatee home. Thank you for your time, your energy, your talents, and above all, your dedication. We are proud to have all of you as part of USF Sarasota Manatee's family. And now I wish to introduce Michaels as your next speaker.
Well, I hope someday I do have my doctorate from USF. We'll have to start working on that. As a first-generation alumna of this campus, I have been fortunate to be a part of this event since its inception. Each year, I am more and more amazed at how the community supports higher education, and in particular, USF Sarasota Manatee. It is astounding how many lives this event has touched since it first began in 1994, when it was able to award only 2 scholarships for a whopping total of $500. Your fellow guests include over 1,000 corporate, individual, community leaders, volunteers, faculty, students, and of course, the friends of our university. A total of 19 of Sarasota and Manatee County's finest restaurants are here serving their signature dishes for you today. Brunch on the Bay celebrates the gift of higher education through scholarship. These scholarships are vitally important to the success of students and our community. At USF Sarasota Manatee, over 80% of the students who ask for financial aid receive some form of assistance. Each scholarship goes a long way in forwarding the dreams of higher education and making them a reality for these local students who want to build a future for themselves and their families. On behalf of these students, the Brunch on the Bay Committee, the entire USF Sarasota Manatee campus, I thank you for your continued support through many years. And now it is my pleasure to introduce someone not only instrumental, but the driving force in supporting USF in this community throughout the years, the president of USF, Dr. Judy Ganesha.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us in this phenomenal location on such a gorgeous day and for such a worthwhile cause. This is the 24th anniversary of this signature event, and it's truly, truly one of my favorite events ever. Since it began, Brunch on the Bay has raised $1 million in scholarships for 1,500 students and really has advanced, thank you. It has really advanced the work and awareness of all the University of South Florida Sarasota Manatee does. It's amazing. So today alone, we have raised $300,000 and welcomed 160 new donors. So give yourselves an applause for coming along. This is terrific. We have a few special guests that I would like to introduce, and let me start with our own Board of Trustee member who was here earlier but had to leave, Byron Shin, who is the chair of the USF Campus Board and on the Board of Trustees. And we also have Scott Hopes, who was a former USF trustee. So you can wave. We also have Anila Jane, Bill Mariotti, David Eccles, and Rick Piccolo, who are all members of the USF Sarasota Manatee Campus Board. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Thank you all for your leadership. And several of our elected officials are here with us today. And let me recognize State Representative Joe Gruters. I know I met with him earlier today. Manatee County Commissioner Betsy Bennack is here. And Manatee County Supervisor of Elections and former State Senator Mike Bennett. We also have some fellow colleagues of ours in higher education. President Don O'Shea from New College. There you are. President Larry Thompson from Ringling School of Art and Design. And President Carol Probstfeld, State College of Florida, Manatee. Thank you all for joining us today. Let me also recognize one other individual who has come down from Tampa to Sarasota Manatee, and that is our Dean of Nursing, Victoria Rich, along with her colleague, Dr. Betty Jordan in nursing. I wanted to give special recognition to them because we are going to be starting an undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral nursing programs here at the USF Sarasota Manatee campus, working together with our Dean of Nursing and her colleagues. So that's that was brand new, hot off the press. So thank you. But we know how many people we're here for helping the region, making a difference, and we know that nurses are sorely needed, so we're delighted to help out. And I want to also thank the members of the Brunch on the Bay Volunteer Committee, co-chairs Roger, Diana, and all of the outstanding restaurants and caterers. Did everybody enjoy the food? Woo! Amazing, amazing. This is also one of the big events of the year that I guess starts off the gala season for Sarasota Manatee, and it's very special. So there are many USF system faculty and staff who are here. We have student ambassadors from every single USF institution and students from the College of Hospitality and Tourism Leadership, and also volunteers that are here as well. But Brunch on the Bay is such a big success because of the hard work and commitment of so many people. That's what we see across the USF system every day. And let me just share some examples of some new things that we've accomplished this past year. One is our enrollment continues to grow to over 50,000 students throughout the USF system. But 50,000 isn't what is so important. All of our students keep getting better and better and better. And our student enrollment at USF Sarasota Manatee is among them and really making a difference. And the word is out about the outstanding faculty, programs, and facilities. We are nationally, University of South Florida system is nationally recognized for our student success and our graduation rates. And we also set a new record with more than $475 million in grants and contracts this year, a record-setting number. We're also ranked among public universities as one of the universities that's been founded since 1950. It's one of the 3 universities that's been founded since 1950 as a public institution that has achieved the campaign goal of $1 billion. And I wanted to tell you how important this is, because as you look around the country, the only 3 institutions that have raised this amount of money that have been founded since 1950, University of California, Irvine, University of California, San Diego, and University of South Florida. Our endowment continues to climb, now at a record $442 million. And again, this is really remarkable for such a young university. I do want to acknowledge the outstanding leadership of our own Joel Malmberg, who has been head of this campaign and head of the whole advancement and foundation. So Joel, would you please stand? Thank you for all you do. And I'm going to just bore you with one more marker that is absolutely essential. We have worked very, very hard. In the state of Florida, there is a category called preeminence, and you have to meet at least 10 out of 11 criteria in order to meet preeminence. There are only 2 universities in the state of Florida that are 100 years older than we are who have reached this status. This year, according to the state of Florida laws, we, University of South Florida, met the criteria as a preeminent university in the state of Florida. Woo! So, as you know, throughout all of our institutions that are a part of University of South Florida, innovation is at the heart of what we do. And we continue to find new ways to make life better, to bring new discoveries and best practices to our communities. And that's why we are planning, just as one example, for a science and research building here at University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee. Our enrollment and demand of our students say we need it. Our business and health care communities say we need this building. And you need to know that the ingredients of a very fine institution are outstanding faculty, outstanding students, and infrastructure. So we need that building as part of that formula to make things pop here at University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee. And we are on the way. So events such as Brunch on the Bay give me every confidence that we have the energy, the passion, the commitment to continue making such a positive difference in the Tampa Bay region, in Sarasota, Manatee, for all of the students around us. So we are doing just that. And as an example of such great success, I now have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker. Jamie Hernandez Carranza is the first-generation student and a USF Sarasota Manatee student ambassador. He transferred from the State College of Florida, thank you, Carol, and it will earn his bachelor's degree in biology next month. So I think you're going to find his story to be very compelling. Thank you all for being here, and go Bulls.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jamie Hernandez Carranza. I'm a senior biology student here at USF Sarasota Manatee. I appreciate the opportunity to share my story with all of you today. I'm from a small rural village in Michoacan, Mexico. My father never went to school, and my mother completed the equivalent of 7th grade. They married when my mother was 15 and became pregnant with me when she was only 16 years old. In Mexico, we were farmers on my grandfather's land. We made it to the United States during the 1990s, but we were here initially just to make some money and go back until my younger sister was born, that is. School wasn't a priority for me initially, but it was for my mother. When I was placed in an English as a second language class, my mother thought it was some kind of a special class. She had them move me into a regular English-speaking classroom immediately. I didn't do so well in the beginning, and I was held back a year. But because of her persistence, I learned to speak English much faster. It was during my middle school years that I began to improve, my grades began to improve. And at the advice of my reading teacher and my guidance counselor, I applied for the Take Stock in Children scholarship. However, I received a letter that due to my residency status, I was ineligible for the scholarship. I was upset, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to attend college. And it wasn't until this point that teachers began to take an interest in me that in my life that I began to think I could be something greater. Looking back, I understand the decision about my residency. How could they offer a mentor and a scholarship to a person whose future in this country was uncertain? My parents had already become permanent residents. My sisters were born in this country, and I had applied for permanent residency. But we were still awaiting a response. It wasn't until after I graduated high school that I received my permanent residency. During high school, I did everything I could to prepare for college scholarship applications. I made college a priority. I was president of the French Club, vice president of the Health Occupation Students of America, and I stayed after school to tutor, all while I racked up volunteer hours in teen court and the Special Olympics. I also participated in cross country, soccer, and track, all while working a part-time job. After graduating, I started college and I got married. I later dropped out when my wife and I found out we were expecting our first child. I began working a full-time job with irregular hours, but worried about my family's financial situation. I was the eldest child of 5 siblings. My sister would at times compare themselves to me when they did well in school and would say things like, "Look, I got an A like Jamie." I had to set a good example for them, and I realized I couldn't let it end there at high school. I was able to transfer to the night shift and immediately return to school with money I had saved up over the years. When my youngest sisters started to reach high school, they began to focus on college as well. And I knew that I had to raise the bar and set a new standard within my family. I had to continue. I knew that if I worked hard enough, I could create goals for my siblings, as well as my children, that would carry on into the future generations within our family. If I could come to this country with my parents in the manner that we did, then those that came after us would have no excuse. When I was ready to transfer to a university, I found out that USF Sarasota Manatee had a new biology program. I remember thinking how perfect the timing was. I could go to school in my town, continue to work, and not have to commute. I paid for my first year here. I continued to get good grades and served in the community. As my savings began drying up because I became hesitant as to how I would continue my education. I began earning scholarships at this point. While these scholarships were extremely helpful with financing my studies, they also served to boost my morale and only affirm that I was doing everything right. I no longer had to work 70 hours a week. Today, students often ask me how I'm able to volunteer, be the president of the ambassadors, and get good grades, while also being the father of 2 children. I take it one day at a time, and I think about these things as steps towards a greater goal. I don't complain. I just think of how fortunate I am to be where I am today. I am incredibly thankful to the education I have received here at University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee. My professors continuously challenge us to think outside the box and apply our knowledge in ways that have made me feel prepared for my future as a medical student. Today, I've been given the honor of speaking at the most important event of the year on our campus. The scholarships, the funds that are raised at this event have a very real impact on the lives of students, families, and the community. I hope to be in your seats one day, supporting this event and making our community better for its future generations. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Dr. Terry Osborne, our interim regional chancellor here at University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee.
Jamie, thank you so much for sharing your story with all of us. Thank you again to our wonderful co-chairs, Diana Michael and Roger Frazee. As many of you know, our focus here at USF Sarasota Manatee is student success, breakthrough research, and community engagement. Student success is our primary motivation in all that we do. It's why we are here today, raising funds for scholarship to ensure access to college. At USF-SM, we transformed our advising model to focus on support of students in their career paths from admissions through graduation. Our faculty and students produce phenomenal research, with 80% of our faculty having the top degree in their field. Current research on this campus includes tourism data and pricing, veteran engagement, and IT training for school teachers. Finally, our engagement with our community has generated over 250 business leaders serving on our campus in advisory boards. And we have produced students who have hands-on, real-world training, not only in their area of interest, but also in critical thinking skills. Through our community engagement, we are able to respond to business and societal needs and create partnerships like the labs at Moat Marine, the Florida Center for Paint, and the resort at Longboat Key Club. We're extremely proud of the work and dedication of our students, faculty, and staff, as well as the response of this amazing community in which we live. It was this same commitment that led us to breaking ground on our building, the Crosley Campus Center, right here behind you in 2004. In a little over 13 years since that time, we have grown to over 2,000 students, a freshman cohort, 40 majors and programs, and over 300 employees. Our students are enrolling in STEM-focused programs at incredible numbers. 3 of our top 5 freshman majors are STEM-related. Just this fall, we saw an increase of 25% in our biology program, over 50% in our communication sciences and disorders program, and 38% in our information technology program. So we reach out to you again, our community partners, and ask that you consider making a gift to the new USF Sarasota Manatee Science and Research Building. As you can see from the architectural renderings provided in the 3D prisms that line the walkway and the visual representations on the banner on the fencing, the new structure will mirror our existing building. It will offer 75,000 square feet of much-needed classrooms, specialized laboratories, lecture halls, conference space, audiology clinics, and student common areas. We hope that you will help bring the project to reality, and in the process provide a place where students, faculty, and business leaders explore relevant solutions to issues impacting all of us in this community. There's a white envelope at each table. It contains pledge cards. At this time, I ask that you pick up the envelope, open it, and distribute the pledge cards. If you would like to support the next generation of students like Jamie, simply check the General Unrestricted Scholarship box. If you wish to give to the Sarasota Manatee Science and Research Building, where students like Jamie can conduct research, engage with business leaders, and expand their knowledge with the latest in technological advances, simply check the Science and Research Building Fund for the Future box. Every gift is tax deductible. And if you happen to want your name on a state-of-the-art laboratory, classroom, or clinical space, we can do that as well. We have naming opportunities both inside and outside the building. If you're interested, talk to our new Interim Regional Vice Chancellor for Advancement, Lee Williams. Lee, can you stand up and be recognized? While you're completing the pledge cards, which you can leave in the envelope on the table, I'll ask our 2017 Brunch on the Bay co-chairs, Roger Frazee and Diana Michael, to come to the podium once more.
As you can see, it is an exciting time here at USF Sarasota Manatee and in our region. Incredible work is being done to focus on student interest and emerging workforce needs. We cannot do what we do without you, and we greatly appreciate your support for students like Jamie and for this wonderful university.
It was an honor getting asked to stand up there. I mean, there are tons of great students on campus, and out of all of the students, they asked me to be up there. So it was really an honor. I love this school, so I was proud to do it for them. Yes, I plan on staying in this area. This is my home now. So once I am in a better place and I've achieved all of my life goals, I plan on coming back here and sponsoring events such as these and giving back to the community. I'm not going to forget everyone that helps me out, and in the future, I feel it's a responsibility of mine to help out the rest of my community in the same manner that I received help. Yes, there were a lot of people. I didn't do this on my own. As I've said before, my mother took me out of English as a second language class when I was a kid. She was my private tutor. She didn't go to school too much after, like I said, she made it to 7th grade. But she did everything she could. If I was doing bad in school, she would keep me home to kind of be my own private tutor. For example, I wasn't so good at math. but math is a universal language. She could help me with that. So she would keep me home from school and go over my math homework to improve my studies in that area. Education is extremely important. It allows you to make yourself better. You're constantly trying to learn. And when you make yourself better, you kind of raise the community up along with you, because once you have achieved your goals, you can help make your community a better place as well.
And what's next for you?
I'm going to study for the MCAT, take it in the summer, and I hope to attend the College of Medicine, the Morsani College of Medicine up in USF in Tampa.
All right, so my name is Shaquille Kent. I'm here representing the USF Ambassadors. I'm currently an international business student at the University of South Florida, and I'm entering my senior year next year. So what we do every year is we work this event, and it's an annual event for the USF Sarasota Manatee campus, and all the ambassadors come together to work this event just for donations and thanking the donors for the support that is constantly given to the USF system in terms of the projects that we have ongoing here. So besides working events, we also do a lot of volunteer activity. So at the Tampa campus, we volunteer at one of the local elementary schools in terms of mentorship. And then we also like to have fun, so we have a lot of socials and a lot of community gatherings where we just kind of get to know each other as ambassadors. What I would say, the quality of education at USF has definitely been on the rise. Ever since my first time here at USF, since 2015, we have definitely made a lot of strides in terms of the quality of education here at USF. And I think the coming years to come, USF is going to be one of the top schools in the nation. And I think that is something unique for young universities such as USF, and us achieving preeminence, hopefully coming soon. I think USF is really a school that persons coming to can really enjoy and be a part of the growth that we have going on here. And of course, we have a lot of diversity, as you can see around us with the ambassadors. And I think both that diversity and that growth is what makes USF unique, a unique school for me.
So for me, I would say if anybody's looking at a university that they want to go to, the reason that they should choose USF is because USF is a place that I believe dreams come true, not only with education, but with so many opportunities that are offered through the school and their system. They provide so much more than just education, and it's a wonderful experience that is offered, I believe, nowhere else.
Having been on the very first brunch committee 24 years ago and been involved ever since, it's not only a chance for our community, for us to showcase the community and tell them what USF Sarasota Manatee is all about, but also all the funds benefit our students. They're the most important reason we're here, to make sure our students excel, become productive members of our community, and this is what all this is about. I think they respond because it's their hometown campus. Being in their backyard, they might be from anywhere around the country, but this is their campus. They know the students that are here will eventually be leaders in their community. I think looking at what we've accomplished in the past and what we have for the future, we have so many exciting things that are going on. Looking forward to working with our collaborations with LECOM, with our USF College of Pharmacy, Engineering, and Stetson College. Our students will have a definite pathway to so many great opportunities. I mean, we're looking at globally how we are moving forward, and the STEM areas are so important, not only to our region, our state, our country, but nationwide. It is our future, and I think that's what we're putting a lot of emphasis on, to make sure that our students are prepared for the future, not only here, but to be able to compete globally. I think looking at our campus here, looking at our diversity of our students, a lot of them are non-traditional age. They are a lot of veterans here, but we're looking at our students that are going to be such productive citizens of our Manatee-Sarasota County area, and anything that we can do to benefit their education and make them stay here is going to make all the difference in our community.
I think Brunch on the Bay is a very, very important because it's celebration as well as reflection on the involvement of the community who are committed and dedicated to help the students' education. I think education is dear to everybody's heart, and especially when children and students do very well. See, the money raised, some of these kids are first generation who are going to college. There are others. Higher education is not cheap, means not inexpensive. So I think every dollar counts. For these students to do well, they can concentrate on education rather than worrying about whether they are going to work, how are they going to raise money, and all those kind of things. I think being a member of the Community Leadership Council, I think these programs are very important because they are diverse. We are not only talking about sciences, humanities, hospitality, and so nursing, I mean, you name it. So many programs are there. And it's interesting to say that we are talking about STEM program. I'm saying that because I'm a biologist, but a lot of people don't know that when we came in 1954, at that time, America was talking about sciences and math because Russia had Sputnik in the space. And I remember that through National Science Foundation, I got my master's where I not only had the PSSC physics, chem study, BScs biology, modern math, computer, you name it. So all these are the forerunners of the STEM program also. And in the end, I also want to add on that Charles, you and MET has been here all the time. Your commitment and dedication has been great. You always are seen in the community for all these kind of events, and I really appreciate that you as a friend.
Well, first of all, it's a big advertisement for our campus here, which is very nice, don't you agree?
It's beautiful.
And also, it focuses what we're trying to do. It took us a number of years to get the current campus, which was dedicated in September 2006, and many of us trotted up to Tallahassee to try to get money to complete it, which we did. And so what we're doing now, we've got excellent students. The grade points have risen, and they're really top-notch students, and they're getting a lot of awards and things of that nature. Also, we are contemplating getting a STEM building, which is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. They also may add an A to that in the arts, but that's not decided yet. So anyways, that would be revolutionary for this area because it's science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and that's what we want. That's where the money is in the American economy. That's where the money is in the global economy. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I think this campus has come such a long way, and it has a lot planned, and I think this event just brings light to everything that's going on here and everything that, you know, could happen in the future. He probably knows more about this than I do, but I'm on the committee, and I mean, it's from day one after the first brunch on the way. I mean, starting tomorrow, they're going to start planning for the next year. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of planning, and it's a lot of effort, but these people who actually, they care about the campus, and I mean, it's people who put everything they have into this event.
This is our 24th year, and several of us have been on this from the very beginning, like Dr. Jane and myself, and also my co-chair this year. And so anyways, it's a big thing. It raises money to help students as far as scholarships. It can raise money for other things like perhaps the STEM building, which I think will be revolutionary for this area. STEM is in high demand, and basically it's estimated around 600 to 700,000 jobs a year are created within the STEM culture. The demand is somewhere between 1.1 million and 1.3 million a year. So if we can get a STEM building here, it would bring in sophisticated companies in various areas such as medicine, research, drug development, things of that nature, engineering, mathematics, all that.
I think this is a unique campus in that it's a good size for the community and it really invests in its students. I think it's a good size for a lot of the students that come out of town to come here and choose to live in the area. And they have, I mean, there's just so many programs that are developing that are in the future coming up that I think that it will be able to adhere to an assortment of different degrees. And like I said, I mean, it's a campus where a student can come here and feel like they're really part of something.
And once the STEM is actually built and we start graduating students, we'll see companies coming here. These would probably be subsidiaries of major companies on a worldwide basis, and I think it would be very beneficial to us, and our economy would grow because of that. Okay, first of all, it's a great place to come to school. We have great students. We have great professors and management that run the organization here, and you're going to see nothing but more and more students coming here from this area as we grow and getting their degrees and hopefully living here and working for one of these high-tech companies.
I just think it's a beautiful campus. I mean, I wish my college campus had looked something like this. It's just being here, it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing community feeling. And I think everyone needs to check it out at some point because it's a beautiful campus and everyone here is amazing.
I really, really care and have a passion for University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee, St. Petersburg, and Tampa. That is just something that I care about. Absolutely. This is a phenomenal, fantastic community. We have helped 1,500 students who couldn't have come to college without this additional scholarship help. So the Brunch on the Bay is very, very important, and it's a lovely, lovely event as well. So it has double meaning, and it makes a difference for all of our students. Well, if you think of a great city in America, that great city always has a research university as a part of it. University of South Florida is the research university for the whole Tampa Bay area. So it's very important that we bring new discovery and best practices to each of our different communities that we serve. In addition, we've brought in top 25 of all research universities in America that are public. We are in the top 25. We have more research than LSU, than a lot of different schools around that have been 100 years older than we. But we're over 450 million every year, and that makes a difference for our overall communities. And people and companies like to come where new discoveries exist. That's what University of South Florida is all about. Well, the University of South Florida is one that services the region in a variety of ways, whether it's rowing, which we're starting a new women's NCAA rowing championship here. We're also starting a nursing program with bachelor's, master's, and doctoral program opportunities. We are going to be building the science and technology building over time as we work with our different boards of trustees and boards of governor and then the legislature on this. We can bring a whole lot of opportunity that you couldn't do as just a single smaller institution.
Yeah, thanks. We've been doing a number of continuing service contract projects, including starting with the Student Commons expansion, or actually the Information Commons expansion on the second floor of the Rotunda, and then more recently the Student Commons renovation. And we're currently working on an expansion to the College of Hospitality and Tourism Leadership Program. But another project, obviously, is their new STEM facility. We've been doing the conceptual design and programming for that project, and I'm really excited about that because that's a project that will really take the next big step for this university here in Sarasota, Manatee. Okay. Yes. Well, we've completed the basic programming and the conceptual design, and we've got renderings of both the exterior of the building as well as some key interior spaces. The building will be a freestanding 3-story facility, and it will help complete the quadrangle here on campus. And some of the spaces that we conceptualize include the main entry rotunda, a typical laboratory, a tiered floor lecture hall, as well as some collaborative student spaces outside of the the formal learning environments. It is, and I think this event speaks to the beauty of this quadrangle, and we'll be taking advantage of that with this new building to help kind of complete the formal quadrangle and take advantage and activate that exterior space as well as all the interior spaces, of course.